Hi, welcome. Today I am sharing with you this little card project featuring the Butterfly Basics stamp set. It's a very clean, simple card and it shouldn't take too long to put together, so I hope you enjoy watching with me. Now I've got two pieces of cardstock here. One is going to go on the inside of my navy, Night of Navy card base, and the other is going to go here on the front. So we're just going to decorate those at the same time while we've got all the inks and stamps out and ready. So I'm going to start, I think I'll start with this one. It's the little honeycomb netting style stamp from our Butterfly Basics set. And I'm inking that one up in Smoky Slate. And I'm coming out just a little bit on this side. And then over here again, I'm not going to bother re-inking. And then again, I might stamp off up here, and for the inside of my card, just pop a little detail in the bottom. Next, I'm adding that beautiful big leaf in Emerald Envy. This is one of my favourite Stampin' Up colours. I love that beautiful emerald green. I'm going to come along here. And I might pop a little bit of that leaf here for our inside of our card. You have to excuse the noise. The hubby's here this morning. It's a Sunday morning here at home. My children are out and about with their grandma and grandpa, and Grant is catching up on a little bit of home maintenance. He's outside doing the lawns. I love this little New York stamp, so I've just slipped that in there. We might add a little bit to the inside as well. So that's basically our stamped background. It wasn't too hard to put together, it was quite quick. And now we've just got a little bit of layering to do. So I'm going to quickly adhere those pieces into our card and then we'll get on with the layers. There we go, so I've got the layered panel now on the front of my card and a white one on the inside as well. And I've got two pieces of die cut cardstock that I've used the layering circle framelits for. This one is in Smoky Slate and this one is Whisper White. So the Whisper White will decorate, then we'll border it on this Smoky Slate one just to get that lovely little scallop detail around the edge. To decorate that white, I've gone with the beautiful flower image, and I've stamped that in Stays On Black because we're going to aqua paint it, and Stays On Black ink is a really good one when you're planning on applying some colour and you don't want your black to bleed into it. So I've got my Stays On, I've made sure that's quite heavily applied. It's quite an old ink pad, so I want to make sure that I have good coverage. I'm popping the flower kind of off to the side of the circle here. Nice firm impression. Peel it off and there we go. So I haven't gone quite dead center, I want it coming a little bit off my circle. Now I'm going to apply some colour and I'm going to use my watercolour marker in Real Red to do the first layer. I'm applying the colour deepest where I would expect it to have that shaded look naturally, so in towards the centre of the flower. And this lovely image has already given us a guide for where the colour might be deepest with these little stripes. So I'm just going in there. Then I'm going to blend that colour using my aqua painter. I feel like the tone in the watercolour pencil is not quite as bright as what you can achieve with the ink pad. So I'm going to blend in just a little bit of this red as well to help that little flower pop a little bit more once it's all together on the card with those more neutral, softer tones. And now that I'm happy with the red, I'm going to paint on some green. And as it happens, I still have quite a lot of green ink here on my stamp. And I'm just going to pick up that Emerald Envy, make sure it's a light tone. As I said before, it's easier to add extra colour than take it off if you're not happy with it. So I'm going over where the lovely image has given us those lines for shading first. That's where we're going to want it a little bit deeper in colour. And as the colour runs off the aqua painter, I'll go back over and get that softer green. I need a little bit more of the tone to blend. I'm not stressing too much if I'm going outside of the lines. I feel like the collage style of the background affords us some flexibility and allows us to be a little messy. So that's the flower feature there. We're going to pop that straight onto the scallop background. And that's going to sit up on dimensionals now on the design. I'm going quite close to the edge, and I'm going to pop it down right about there. And then I just need my sentiment. Got this strip of Night of Navy. I'm going to stamp on the sentiment from the Confetti Celebration stamp set, this little happy birthday here. And I'm using my Versamark ink pad. Got a piece of paper here to catch that embossing powder with. So I'm going Whisper White embossing powder. And I'm quickly going to heat set that. I've got my classic label punch here. Pop that in about there. Using the classic label punch means that I get those lovely straight lines on this very small skinny stamp, but I can also still trim the ends if I don't want the little arrow ends, which is what I'm going to do today. I quite like having a straight banner. I'm going to pop that on there, and that's going to sit on dimensionals, but I just felt like it could do with a little bit of bling, this card. So I've added some metallic thread. So I've got the silver thread. I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back of here ready. I'm going to make some loops of thread on my finger there. I'm just going to attach them to the dimensionals. I'll turn it around and adjust it a little bit. And then I'm going to position that nice and low. Attach it in there. and trim the little excess. And there we have it, our little Butterfly Basics card. Very simple, lots of stamping and layers, a little bit of colouring, and you've got a very beautiful card. There's the inside again. So I hope you enjoyed that project.